Okay, thank you everyone. I hope you enjoyed your lunch break. Certainly some amazing photo shoot opportunities out there with Ashley, Joe and Zoe in particular, I noticed. So we're going to talk about the value of Profit First professionals. I'm going to get a couple of our members to talk. I'm going to get Duncan to talk a little bit in a minute. I'm going to first of all, I'm going to start up with my story. Some of you would have heard this before. So, for me, Profit First changed my life. And I get a bit emotional when I say that out loud. It's quite difficult to say because it's had such a big impact on me. But I'd also say joining Profit First Professionals changed my life. But what actually happened is, I changed my life by using the tools and strategies that I learned, the guidance and support I received from the guides at Profit First Professionals. Then I took action. That's what changed my life. Today is all about transformation. And I think it's really important to be clear on my message with this. So I had an accountancy firm. I had it for 17 years. I did everything wrong at the beginning. You know, you're trained to be an accountant, or you're trained to be a bookkeeper. You don't get trained to run a business. You don't get trained to talk to a prospect, a future client. You don't really get trained how to price things. And I did it all wrong. Did everything wrong. I took on the wrong clients. I did too much for them. I was too willing to please. I didn't charge enough money. And I kept thinking, I'm really good at this, I keep getting new clients. The reality was, I was the cheapest accountant in town. So, you know, I was a compliance accountant, and I was just ticking boxes. I can't say I was particularly doing a brilliant job for my clients because I didn't have time. By the time I built a group of clients up, I think I got to 250 at one point. I wouldn't say one of them was my ideal client either, when I look back and reflect. The advantage that all of you have got these days is that you've got access to so many people. It guides you in these areas way before you get to where I got to. Because I was in a pretty bad place, I'm not going to lie. Burnout, slightly, probably anxiety, depression, all these things that we hear about, we don't like to talk about. Very borderline nervous breakdown approaching. And I thought to myself, this is breakpoint. What am I going to do? I have to stop this way of my life because it's going to kill me. So, sorry if my hand's shaking. A little bit of nerves, a little bit of emotion. But this is me. And as we were told last year by Chris Tucker, be your authentic self. That's what you get with me. So, when I gave Jason his award earlier, I had to cut short what I was going to say because I was getting emotional, because I care. It meant a lot to me. Back to my story. So, I'm looking for something, I didn't know what. I was blocked out time in my calendar, I was looking at different marketing techniques. Then I went for a coffee with one of my clients. And he turned around to me and said, I was just in a mastermind group. And they talked about this book, Profit First. He said, it's really good. And I reckon, given what you do, you should look into it. So I went back to my office, and onto Amazon. This is the taking action bit. Someone gives you advice, and you think it's good advice, act on it. Amazon, 2 days later, hard copy, Profit First. 2 chapters in, I'm applying to Profit First Professionals. Don't tell Mike, but I did tell Ron I'd read the whole book at that time. So I had the conversation with Ron, which is Mike's business partner at Profit First Professionals in the US. Ron made it quite difficult for me to join. So I really wanted to join even more. It's a great sales tactic, isn't it? So I joined. I took a leap of faith, literally on that call, because I was at that point of, if this doesn't work, then I'm got to completely stop what I'm doing and do something completely different and go and work for someone, which the idea of that just was not what I wanted. I'm sure we all understand that when you run your own business, you can't go back, can you, to being employed? It's so difficult. So I joined Profit First Professionals. The first thing that happens when you join is you sort your business out first. You have to implement profit first into your business and give evidence that you've done it. No one's expecting you to have thousands and thousands of pounds in your pots to start off with. It starts off slow and it starts off small. But I implemented it. Quite overwhelming when you do the profit assessment and you look at your percentages and you compare them to Mike's ideal percentages in his book. You know, it's overwhelming. But you've got a clear strategy and a way forward in your business. And that is the beautiful part of Profit First. So as I implemented in my business and started to get a bit of clarity, the next steps, of course, are how do I now offer this out to my clients? What does it look like? The answer is I never had a clue to start off with. But what I did was I started talking to the better of my bad clients that I could. By the way, when I say bad clients, they were only bad clients because I made them bad clients. It wasn't their fault. I didn't serve them properly. You know, I didn't set them up in the right way for success. But there were a handful that were interested in talking to me about Profit First. There were a handful I started working with. And there were a handful that then started to get success in their businesses. As that happened, I was increasing my fees to them. And as that happened, I was starting to talk to other people that were interested in joining me as a client. And because I started to have success stories to tell them, and I could tell them the impact things were having on my business through Profit First, they wanted to join. Then I could charge higher fees again. And it gradually builds and gradually builds. Mate, I don't want to misinform anyone. There's no quick success plan here. It doesn't happen instantly. No one's got a magic wand. It takes hard work. It takes commitment. And it takes action. But consistency. Thank you, Hetty. I was looking for that word. Well done. No, it's spot on, consistency. And you move forward. And along this way, as I was trying to work out how and what my business model was going to look like moving forward, I started building out a coaching program, or some coaching programs, because I hated compliance anyway. No wonder I had so many bad clients and wasn't earning enough money, because I didn't like doing what I was doing anyway. When I started talking to people about Profit First and strategies all around profitability, because the conversation becomes completely different when you have these, I was loving it. The energy was high, the enthusiasm levels were high. So I was doing a good job for them, and they were getting success. So when you find something that you love, your energy levels are much higher, and you will make things happen for you and for them. As these coaching programs were being built out, and I started working with 4 people on this coaching program. 2 people I did it for free, because it was a beta thing. 1 person I charged half price, and the 4th person, because I didn't know them, I charged full price. And they paid it. Guess which one was the most successful? Full price. They took action on everything I did. In fact, they actually offered me an FD role. I didn't want it because it's not what I wanted with my future. Another accountancy firm appeared out of the blue and said they wanted to buy my accountancy practice. So after some negotiations and me making sure I kept hold of the coaching side of the business, I sold. Fantastic, no more compliance. 3.5 years, no more compliance. Oh, no more January tax return deadline hell for me. So from there, of course, I moved on, coaching business owners, building more success, increasing the charges that I'm charging, the fees I'm charging for my programs I've built out. And this man, we're on an accountability group. So I don't know if Mike knows this, but going back a few years ago, when you got certified, you got put into accountability groups. And there was 4 of us in this group, and we met once a month. And we had conversations. For one reason or other, the other 2 dropped out. Me and Duncan decided to carry on. Once a month, we were meeting. And then Duncan kind of said to me, hey, what do you think of these monthly calls we have? I said, yeah, they're okay. Do you reckon we could do it better? what do you reckon? Do you reckon we could have the licence? And I'm like, my eyes coming out of my head at this point, my grin's gone like from ear to ear. Yeah, great idea, let's do it. Literally, it was that simple, wasn't it? And we approached Mike and Ron, and I reckon within 6 months, we took over the licence. So I've transitioned from a compliance-only accountant that hated doing what he was doing and was near burnout, to coaching, and to now supporting and guiding our wonderful Profit First professional members who are very successful, becoming very successful, or will be very successful the way they're going. And I cannot thank enough the transformation that has happened for me through Profit First professionals, but also by taking action. So that's kind of the message I wanted to get across to you all today. Didn't get emotional, I did well. So, you've heard from me. I'm going to ask Duncan a few questions in a minute, but there are members, Profit First professionals in this room, and they're achieving success right now. There's someone not here today, so Stephen Edwards. I just want to share this with you before I ask a couple of our members to tell us some progress that they've made. So Stephen Edwards, Cheltenham Tax Accountants, has been a Profit First professional for, I would say, 5 years. He told me a few months ago that he had increased his sales revenue by £100,000 in 1 year because he's a Profit First professional. It's no coincidence he's not here today because he's holding a stand at another event. He's the only Profit First professional there because the rest of us here. and he's going to be smashing it and bringing on more clients again. So it's just an example of the success you can achieve. Now that £100,000 isn't completely made up of offering Profit First. It's made up of all the services he provides. But Profit First is what got them into his world. So Profit First is the magnet that drew them in to him. And that's where his success is coming from. So I'm going to ask Hetty and Deb, one first before you. So we'll go Hetty first, just to share a couple of success stories. Hetty's is more of a personal success story of what Profit First has done for you. So would you like to take the mic off me?
I love it. Hi, I'm Hetty. I've been a Profit First professional now for, I think it's 5 years. It lost on dates before COVID. It's been a complete and utter game changer for me personally and in my business. I've increased my turnover by over 100% in the last 2 years because of Profit First. I talk about Profit First almost all of the time and bore an awful lot of people with it, but it's because it's my life and I'm passionate about it. When I first started Profit First, I started at the beginning of September. End of September I did book out my first distribution, and it consisted of not very much money, but it was a bottle of rosé, a piece of carrot cake and an interiors magazine, and I sat in the park and I burst into tears because it's the first time I'd emotionally, literally rewarded myself for running my business. Not paying myself, but rewarding myself, and that to me was huge. By the end of March 2020, just as we went into lockdown, I paid for my then husband and I to go down the west coast of America for 3 weeks. I paid for the whole damn thing through Profit First, 100%. This Christmas, my eldest son lives in New Zealand. He's been there since 2014. I haven't seen him for 3.5 years. My daughter has been incredibly ill for a very long time, and none of us have been out to see him, not once since 2014. He's been back here a few times. This Christmas, my son, my daughter, and I are flying to New Zealand for Christmas for the first time. Spending 2 weeks with my eldest son, and that is purely 100% because I run Profit First in my business. If I didn't do Profit First, I would have spent that on God only knows what else, Amazon, another course, another this, another that, whatever that I actually didn't need. And if I hadn't run Profit First 100% in my own business before I started running it in my client's business, I would not be going to see my son in New Zealand.
say to him?
I'd like to share stats you shared with us the other day.
Yeah, sure. So, I've been a Profit First professional since April 2022. I think I was the first one since you took the licence over. So, my business really has gone from strength to strength, really. You started me off. I'm really sorry. I should have gone first. Right. So, 2008 became a bookkeeper. Did everything wrong. Right, Tim. But I did everything myself. Didn't have a team. Priced wrong. Took on all the wrong clients. In 2022, I think it was, had to wind down the business because I had to homeschool my daughter. I realised that I had a decision to make once she got through her GCSEs, that do I go and get a corporate job? It's not going to happen. I was unemployable by that point. Do I do things the way I've been doing things? That wasn't going to work either, because I was going to burn out. So I kind of like decided to set it up differently, run a business, rather than doing everything myself. So I started recruiting subcontractors to do the work. I concentrated on sales and marketing. And I built up a team of, there's 7 of us now. And we're bookkeepers, accountants and business financial coaches, with the main theme being Profit First. So we get most of our clients through Profit First, and they come to us because we're Profit First, and they pay us because we're Profit First. The ones that don't come to us through Profit First, we drip feed them Profit First, so they do end up doing it, because that's the only way that they're going to survive. Okay, so I'm now in my 2nd full year, well actually 3rd full year now. My end of year was August 31st, and what we now, 9th, and I think I told Tim the stats, I'm going to just get my last Monday. So within a few days of the end of year, not like a lot of our clients when they come to us, they don't know their end of year for 9 months later. Hold on, let me find 0 on the app. Not a QuickBooks person, sorry. So, my turnover is up 62%, 61.994%, okay, on last year. Out of that, Profit First sales are up 154%, okay, and my gross profit is up 47.8. So if you're thinking of Profit First, come and have a chat.
Thanks, Deb. So this section was for us to demonstrate the value of being a Profit First professional. And I don't think we need to say too much, because I think Deb and Hetty have said it. I want to share something before I go to Duncan that Jason said on a call a year and a half ago, I think. It was how he viewed things. And he said, accountants work in the past, bookkeepers work in the present, Profit First professionals work in the future. And that is so true. That is someone who gets it, just gets it. And it's so true, because all of our members, with their clients, they look ahead. They're always projecting forward. But it's not like a set of management accounts you're forecasting, because we're actually telling the client, and this is how much money you'll have for this. You'll have this much for your profit. You'll have paid yourself this amount via your owner's pay. And by the way, I've already looked to see what your future tax bill is, and we're more than putting enough away for that. The peace of mind for business owners is unreal that we're providing for them. So, Duncan, you want to share some stats with us?
Share a couple of numbers. So, as you know, I sort of run a small accounting firm. Profit First is central to what we do. All of our clients get an element of it. Partly because that's what they need, but also it makes it much easier for our team to understand what we need to do, what they need to deliver. And we, over the last year has been our best yet. So our revenue's gone up by 30%, our profits have almost doubled. We've actually got slightly fewer customers than we had this time last year. So we're just kind of like transitioning from where we started. And when you start, I understand you have to get as many clients as you can. You take on whatever warrant you can, then you slowly transition out of that and you start getting rid of the ones that aren't. They're not right for you. You know, some of your clients won't be right for you, some of your staff won't be right for you, and you've got a few difficult conversations to have to get to the other side, where you have a business that serves the customers really well, serves the team really well, and serves you as the shareholder really well. And for me, the key enabler of that over the past couple of years has been Profit First. There's no doubt about it. It's the methodology. It's the community. I think you can see in this room. You can see the level of just goodwill that everyone has for each other. The collaboration, the sharing. We walk each other's back. So yeah, that's the best decision I ever had when, like Tim, I got on a sales call with Ron, and very, very cleverly got me over the line. And that's something that we're going to come on to in a moment when Luke's presenting. To pick up on what Tim was saying earlier, I don't think our profession serves us very well when it comes to sales and marketing. Our profession is way too snobby. I qualify with a big firm. I'm a member of ICAW. They think they're the bee's knees. They don't think anything about sales and marketing. It's really shameful actually. And actually, if you're going to help people, if you're going to sell your services to them, if you're going to help them make money, if you're going to serve yourself, you have to learn sales and marketing. You have to have a professional respect for it and get real with it, which is what I did with Profit First.
Thank you, Duncan. So, the value of Profit First professionals: transform your lives, transform your business. The opportunity is there for you. Our next cohort, next intake, the onboarding day is the 30th of September. We've got space for a couple more. We've already got 4 joining us on that day. So if anyone's interested, don't leave it too late, because the next opportunity will be March next year. That's a long time to wait to transform your business when you can actually start taking action right now. By Christmas, you will be a certified Profit First professional. So 2025, you're starting with a bang, because you've got a clear plan to move forward. So talk to me after, talk to Duncan, talk to Jason. But for now, thank you very much.
So now it's my great pleasure to introduce Luke to the